Hello everybody and thank you for joining, and let's start with a short video introduction. Namaste, thank you very much for joining. Welcome to our online seminar today. The title of this seminar is called 6 Good Reasons to Replace PTFE Coated Bearings with our innovative igus polymer bearings. And my name is Sebastian Blöche. I'm the industry manager for automotive located in Germany, and together with me, my colleague from India, Mr. Sandesh Solanki, located in Pune, is having this seminar today, and we are really excited to give you a lot of great examples and benefits from our bearings today. So let's take a look into our agenda here, and we will start with a very short introduction about the company, who we are, what are the products we produce, and then we will for sure directly go into the topic of today, like about the 6 good reasons to change. And maybe as a teaser for you, we will have many more reasons to show to you at the end of the presentation, so stay tuned, and we are excited to have you here. And also our team is available. You can see them on the bottom right, like they are covering all India with technical automotive support, and in every region. One specific engineer is available for your service, so please never hesitate to contact us at any time, and we will be there digitally, we will be there personal for sure as well, and on the phone. So always possible, we are open for all of that, and they are also available in the chat right now, so please never hesitate to just put your questions into the chat and we will answer them right away. Okay, so let's start with the company overview. You can see here on the top, these are the 2 founders of our company. Günther Blase and his wife Margret Blase founded igus in 1964, and they developed like a plastic part which was replacing a metal part of a big automotive supplier in the past, and they achieved 2 very decisive points, and these are still the points we are following with our company. First of all, they increased the service life of the part, a longer lifetime, and on the other side, they even decreased the costs. So our slogan is still until today, tech up, like technology improvement, and cost down, like cost reduction for your part and complete system. Nowadays, this is our headquarters here in Cologne in Germany. This is where I'm located, and this is also our factory and office in Bangalore from India, a very beautiful place I'm visiting usually 3 to 4 times in a year in the normal circumstances. So really looking forward to meet you again. A very short introduction into the product. So you can see that we developed a lot of new products over the time, like energy chains, like drag chains, even the cables, even the pre-harnessed solutions. And today we will focus more on the bearing division. You can see here the sliding bearings, spherical bearings, linear bearings, etc., etc. And where you can use these parts in the automotive industry, you can see it here. You can use our bearings in nearly all applications which are movable, starting from the pedal systems, in the wiper system mechanics, in the seating systems like seat height adjustment, in the gearbox department, like in the throttle valve, in the shifter forks, like directly connected to the gearbox, like with linkages we have, and over to side mirrors, hinges, etc. Like all moving parts, you can use our sliding bearings. And enough for the introduction. So I would like to pass over to Sandesh. And what about the first reason to change to igus, Sandesh?
Thanks, Sebastian. Thanks for the company information and product information and application possibilities in the automotive industry. For me, I think the first reason to replace the PTFE coated is the wear surface. This is the most prominent and major reason to replace to igus innovative polymer. But before going ahead in this topic, we should to understand what igus polymer bearings, how it makes. So we make high performance polymer by using three different materials like base polymer, which are responsible for temperature, water absorption, and wear, and so on. We add fibers and filaments to that to take the strength. Then we add the lubricants, solid lubricants, dry lubricants inside, and we mix it together and we make an homogeneous compound of this, and then we mold in the polymer bearings so that these parts can be worked without drop of lubrication throughout the life. So let's have a comparison of this wear surface. Let's see, these PTFE coated bearings are having only 50 microns PTFE layer on the bearing. Once the operation starts, this PTFE coated bearing PTFE will wear off and then it will become metal to metal. What about with igus? We have uniform material. You can see here the uniform material. Though initial wear has happened, still we have the similar material till the material available at that location. What happens if the surface of PTFE is wear? Once the surface of PTFE is wear, then bearing has become metal to metal because back sheet metal has been exposing, and then it will eat the shaft like this, and then system is getting damaged. But in igus polymer case, though we have a homogeneous material, softer material will not eat shaft at all, and the system will work very smooth throughout the life. Let's see realistic example from our labs where we have comparison between PTFE coated bearings and igus polymer bearings in reality. Igus is having largest lab in the industries, having 3,800 meter square area, half of the football stadium, in which we do test lot of different tests like oscillation, rotation, linear motion with different shaft, different loads, different temperatures, water absorption with water, and so on with chemicals, and we have the database of this. Let's have comparison now. Let's see here the PTFE coated bearings. In the initially the friction are the lesser one, and then as the PTFE layers go off, and you can see here the friction value is going up and up. Apart from this orange line is having the friction information about the life. For the similar application, we can see it's almost steady throughout the life. So igus polymer bearings can give you the uniform coefficient of friction throughout the life. The second comparison, we can see the wear rate, where we have done a same test with both materials. One is the rotation application, 0.3 meter per second, hardened ground steel shaft, and 2 MPa load. With this application, we have seen here, igus polymer bearings is wearing less than 0.8 microns per kilometer, but same application, PTFE coated bearings wear almost 2 microns per kilometer. Means within 25 kilometers, the PTFEs will finish and we have metal to metal. But in igus case, is not the case. So you can understand why wear surface is very, very important for the application or the change of the bearings. Apart from wear surface, the second and very prominent reason is the weight of the bearings. Let's have comparison. One bearings with the PTFE coated bearings are having 5 gram. The similar bearing, even with the thicker bearings, that having only 1 gram, means we can say directly we can save almost 80% when we replace PTFE coated bearing to polymer bearing. This leads because we can use in multiple location. If you use the polymer bearings from igus, we can save the weight. Lesser the weight, higher the mileage, lesser the fuel consumption. So better the cost reduction throughout the life. Even in the battery vehicles, the battery can run and go long range in the single charging. Even in the hybrid vehicles as well, fuel consumption is less. Battery can give you the more life, and we can reduce the emission, and we can able to get the norms very easily is possible. Let's have a realistic application. In the seating systems, only in the driver's seat, we can replace minimum 15 location or 15 bushes per vehicle or per seat of the driver for height adjustment, recliner, hand rest, back rest pivot, neck rest pivot, and so on, and linear sliders as well. Same vehicle having multiple rows and multiple applications, and we have many more applications. But only if we consider 15 bearings per seat, and we save 4 gram per bearings, we can save 60 grams per driver seat only. So we can understand how much weight we can save from the throughout vehicle with different applications shown by Sebastian. But what about the noise in the vehicle?
Thank you, Sandesh. Yeah, first of all, very, very important reasons you're explaining here, like for sure the material is very important for us. This is what the heart of the company is coming from, like the development of special materials for reduction in wear for long lifetime applications. And the weight, yeah, it's incredible how many motion applications are coming into the car, how many more moving applications are coming, and so thank you for explaining these two. And let's take a look into the noise topic. So I think the noise is definitely another really big topic nowadays in the automotive industry. And let's take a look into why this is the reason. First of all, if we take the combustion engines into consideration, like they get better and improved insulation attachments and hardware in the system. The electrical and the hybrid vehicles, like they don't even create engine noise at all. Like this combined together with a good insulation, you would hear every sound which is being created by like a rattling or squeaking application based on the bearing, like if it's worn out, etc. So a big topic is definitely like the safety factor. Like if you think you're riding on the road and you're driving and you have to be concentrated because people coming from the left, from the right side, but you're hearing a constant squeaking because of your armrest application, you can be easily irritated. Another point is for sure the high quality impression. Like if you're sitting down, if you're visiting a car shop, you sit down in a new car you want to purchase as a customer, and you hear like the door, the window, if you're moving, or the pedal system having some squeaking noises, rattling noises, you will decide like in short seconds to not purchase the car. Like this is decreasing the quality impression dramatically. And this is a reason definitely why the noise reduction is a big topic of the bearing itself. So for that, we even brought you some examples what we developed, because for sure, first of all, it's coming from the material itself. As Sandesh explained, for the first reason, our material is for sure softer than the stain or like the steel backed metal bearings. So just in nature, we already have a noise reduction possibility from the bearing, but we didn't stop there. We even created like special designs. You can see them here, preloaded segments. For example, here for the radial clearance reduction, you can see the front segments of the bearing are coming to the shaft, so they are reducing the clearance. They create a zero clearance and a clearance-free solution for your application, and the same is also possible for the axial clearance reduction if you are using a bearing with a flange. Another application example is coming from a big OEM, and he contacted us. He had some issues with the steering column. He faced the issue that people complained about noises generated inside of the steering system, and then he checked the system and he found that the reason was about the clearance between the bearing and the steering column here in this area and the bearing itself. And what we did, because he didn't have the chance to replace the full system, so what we did, we developed the part fitting directly into his existing housing. You can see it here. We even also in this application used our preloaded bearing, and finally he could exchange it on the go, like on the serial supply, replaced it and received a lot of great feedback. Like first of all, the positive effect, like the people were really satisfied with a better quality, and he for sure also had the benefit that he didn't receive so many like warranty complaints about the steering, and the complete brand value of this company for sure also increased by this optimization. And in the end, we say, you can see it on this picture, that even if you use our bearings, your baby can sleep in the rear rear seat of your car, because our bearings are very silent in motion. So this was it about the noise reduction, but I think we talked about a lot of like technical topics, but the cost is definitely one big topic in all our areas here. So Sandesh, what about the cost reduction?
Yes, Sebastian, thanks for information about the noise and making the car luxurious. But with the cost, no. We have to reduce the cost because of the competitions in the market, and people want to be a competitive for the products as well. So cost reduction is one of the biggest topic in the industry for the bearing selection. So we can proudly say change your bearing now and save up to 40%. You can replace the bearings, and we can say PTFE coated bearings you can replace and save 40% of the cost. Even stainless steel back bearings, needle roller bearings, and ceramic bearings and other bearings can give you, like gunmetal and bimetal, can give you more benefits as well. Why we can save the cost? Because we need lesser energy to produce our parts. We have a very short cycle times to produce the bearings in molding. We can produce the part by multi-cavity molds, so lesser the cost of production, and we can be a cheaper and save the cost. Even other than this, in the lifetime, you can save the cost just by no lubrication throughout the life. Now, if we have seen the example earlier in the weight area where 15 bearings are required only in the driver's seat. So let's consider 3 rupees per piece we can save, means 45 INR can be saved only from the driver's seat is possible if we replace PTFE to igus polymer bearings. We have customized solutions as well. For the customized solutions, let's go in deeper. We have two sections. One is the infinite shapes possible, and other one is the flexible installation concept from igus. For the infinite shape, first one is the classic designs available in igus. We have 6,500 dimensions available from the catalog, from sleeve bearing, flange bearing, and the thrust washers. You can have a selection from 1.5 mm ID to 150 mm ID available from the catalog with more than 100 plus materials to choose for your application. Second one is the infinite shapes and possibilities. If we use metal bearings and all, we have to have a lot of machinings we have to do on. Even PTFE coated bearings have a very limited shape, but igus have no limitations. The part which can be molded can be produced in polymer bearings and can be used. Once you make the mold, you can make millions of parts and use in your application is possible where you have motion requirements. Yes, special designs like already Sebastian told us for the pedals, for the steering mechanisms, even in the gearbox where noise issue is there and reduction in the play is required. We have a preload bearings design for axial and radial play elimination. Even we can make ribs on the OD to use poor tolerated housing, and even more and more design are possible by looking applications. Lot many customization can be done in the design and ideas can be implemented inside. Let us see about the flexible installation concepts. This flexible installation concept, we have a clip bearings where we can very easily assemble the parts and save the money in installation as well. These parts are required in setting systems, door hinges, bonnet hinges, and so on. So to replace PTFE coated bearings, you can save in the assembly time. So for assembly of the PTFE coated bearings, you have to first place the bearing. You have to place the pre-flanging tool. We have to do pre-flanging, and then you have to do flanging. Then we have to resizing it, and then we have to rivet it, and then you will get, after 6 stations, you will get a rivet joint in your assembly. But in polymer bearings, in our case, in MDM design, just take the bearings, squeeze it, and leave in the housing, and you can have a ready solution. If you use the clip-on design, place the bearing in the housing and apply the washer from other side by just a simple hand and rivet it. Means in next 2 steps, you have your rivet joint ready for in your application of the seats or the hinge and so on. Sebastian, but what if water coming in contact in the application?
Thank you, Sandesh. And I would say, like, yes, for sure, the part costs was one of your examples. Like, this is a very big driver nowadays. But yeah, what's really still impressive to me is like clip-on solution, like the flexible design possibilities from our company. You can create special parts fitting to your system and even reduce the assembly time here, like dramatically. This is great. So let's come to the topic about applications which are in contact to water or even like high humidity. And first of all, let's take a look into corrosion. What is corrosion? What are the typical corrosion topics we are meeting in the application. So first of all, for sure, it's the natural corrosion, like the mentioned water contact and high humidity. But another big topic, especially for metallic bearings, is the contact corrosion of the system. So if you are using high conductive materials like the metal one, you have a high risk for contact corrosion in the application. And what is happening if you have corrosion, like even if it's a natural one or the contact corrosion? First of all, for sure, the wear rate, the coefficient of friction is going up, is increasing. The bearing can worn out easily, or even the shaft, as Sandesh showed earlier, is worn out, is eaten up, and then you get a high system play, you get noises, you get an improper functioning of the application. So how to solve it? So for sure, for the bearing, you can even use another metal solution, like you can replace the metal bearing, the Teflon coated one, into a stainless steel metal coated bearing. But if we just think about the costs, like Sandesh mentioned, 40% for standard metal back. So if we compare stainless steel bearings to our iglidur materials, which is another big solution for avoiding corrosion at all, because they are out of polymer, you will not have the corrosion topic at all, and you are even saving costs, like compared to the non-stainless steel version, and even more you would save in terms of the stainless steel version. And what about the system? So let's take a look into a test we did for a customer. He gave us his trunk lid hinge, and you can see it here. This is the version with the metal bearing inside. We did a salt spray, like a corrosion test, for 8 weeks, and you can see the flange of the bearing is completely corroded, but it doesn't stop here. You even see a lot of corrosion, like at the rivet itself, or even at the housing areas around the bearing, and you have a strong corrosion effect on both of the systems. And if we do the same for our iglidur materials, in this case we used a special material from us. We even developed materials which are conductive, like if you need to coat them to paint your parts in the hinge systems, in the seating systems, we have materials for that. And the benefit here is they are conductive, first of all, but they are not so conductive as the metal bearings. That means like you have the painting process done very, very good, like on a good level, but you will not have any contact corrosion at all. As you can see here, everything is looking completely fresh. All right, so this was the 6th and final reason. So let's shortly summarize. So Sandesh started with the wear surface, and especially about our materials. What are our materials out, and how we develop them. We talked about the weight reduction possibilities. We talked about the noise reduction. We had the topic of the costs, for sure, a big topic, a big driver. We had the topic about assembly time, about special shape opportunities, and finally the topic about the corrosion just now. And yeah, we teased it at the beginning, and I'm proud that we have a lot of more reasons, and I would pass over to Sandesh. And are there many more or other reasons to change into igus polymer bearings?
Yes, Sebastian. These 6 are the major reasons or main reasons to replace, but we have much more to choose from, or more reasons. Like we have easy CAD downloads possibilities from our website. We have easy live calculation possibilities from our website, where we can get a live calculation of our bearing easily on our fingertips before using them in practical. No minimum order quantity for our products. Easy sampling possibilities. In any of new application, we can give samples very, very fast in desired material by injection molding, by machining from the bars or the plates, or by making igus inside 3D printed tool for molding, and we can make any shape, complicated shape, molded very, very fast in the desired material from our 3D printed mold. We have all quality certifications so that you can use worldwide igus product in any of automotive applications. We have optical measurement system so that you can ensure that you will get 100% quality controlled parts for your applications. We have ROHS concerns, means we have lead free or we are not using any hazardous material in our products. So we are safer and for greener health, greener life. Free samples and welcome box are possible from igus sides. Even we are locally supported, like we have 35 subsidiaries and 22 dedicated dealers for igus worldwide who can support our customer globally, more than 57 countries. Even in igus India, we have 20 locations in India where our trained engineers are located to support you for your applications in day-to-day is possible. Yes, so further good reasons, not only for the bushings, like we can replace needle roller, bimetal, gunmetal, and so on, or PTFE coated bearings with polymer, but we have as well Zyros polymer ball bearings where no corrosion, no lubrication, working with chemicals can be the benefit you can take up. We have rollers which can work really silently in your applications are possible. We have linkages, we have ball socket joints, we can reduce waste, minimum weight by 5 times, no corrosion, no lubrication is additional benefit for the linkages as well. We have gears can be molded, can be 3D printed by laser sintered by igus polymer materials is possible, which can be just give a step file. We can make parts for you, and you can make any complicated shapes in our laser sintered material, which can give you similar life, almost like similar life your molded materials, and can test your machines very fast. It's possible from igus side. So that's it from our side. So thank you very much for attending this webinar. Hope your questions can get answered by our team in chat box. Your suggestions are always welcome. Please put on your suggestion in chat box so we can incorporate it in our next webinars. We are very happy to discuss with your applications and projects. Please feel free to contact us by any way, by call, by meet, by email, and so on. We are available for you. Even from German side, we are virtually available on virtual visits and even directly exhibition setup from Germany with our German colleagues. Directly, we can do a meeting online is possible. Even in the online web, we have a lot of YouTube links or videos are uploaded with giving more and more knowledge about igus. We have lifetime calculations available. We have blogs. Please feel free, go on the website and have more and more information about the igus. So last but not least, very much thank you for joining with us today for our seminar. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and thank you also from my side. It was a real pleasure to us, and I hope some of the reasons meeting some of your requirements could be a big benefit for your application. And thank you very much for your attention, for your time, and looking forward to meet you digitally, maybe in the future personal again. And what else to say than take up, cost down, and this is definitely our job to support you. Thank you very much.